Morning, everybody. How you doing? Morning, peeps. Hope your day's doing good. Thank you for joining me today. A bit of hip-hop in the background. We're going to be talking about HiveFest 2021, something I completely missed out on. And as a Hive leader, I'm kind of disappointed in myself for not trying to represent our product. It's such an awesome space, complete opportunity overlooked. So we're going to be looking at that. Today presents itself with an opportunity to merge that, thanks to Wes Philbin once again with his looking for positivity, and today doing a little bit of reflection on D Swizzle's post, merging the two events and turning our HiveFest review into a wake of positivity, because that's what it's all about, partying into the future, though we inevitably leave people behind along the way. So please just tune in, and we got ongoing little bit of a giveaway competition running. Pardon my tardiness for today getting set up and started, but I was linking with several different communities. The terminal, we've got some good support from Brish over there. Brit. Yeah. Yoda Brit, as she calls herself. Gave us a little bit of a bump, and some people showed up in the One Love community, so don't forget, guys, how you get your HBI for today, as noted on the description. You comment from Twitch. Go to Twitch, you got to be a follower, and then leave a comment of your Hive username so that we could send you one HBI. HBI is Hive Basic Income. It's an awesome Votes for Life program based on people that are verified submitting other people that are verified. So we will have to make sure you're trying to post quality content before submitting you. But for the most part, we don't have an issue with any of the One Love members. So if you're a recognized member, be certain. Go on to Twitch, follow us, the One Love community, and get yourself one HBI just for commenting your Hive username. That way we know it's actually you on Twitch. That's how you get the first part. So we got 10 HBI up for grabs for that. And then the other aspect is by dropping your post into our newsroom for today about HiveFest. If you have a post, if you have anything relevant to the ongoing, something you want me to shout out, you got a picture, you got I would love to see people's little screen grabs of the virtual event, because you could get different angles as people move around to view things, and funny little glitches that may have happened. That's what I'm curious about. So today I'm going to be pulling up the two live streams. I've got them in the newsroom. As well above that is the post by Roland P. Going to give that a quick overview, and D Swizzle's post above that. But one that we had submitted is from Essency, the mobile application for Hive. HiveFest from MM United, who joined into our community recently. We're going to give them one HBI for submitting their post, as well as give it a review as our first entry. So don't forget, drop your post link in newsroom, chat in on live. So let's put out the proper alerts. Now that I kind of got a spiel out, all my connections seem to be working the best they will be. Always got to do a little check. This is weird. I keep trying to tag live, and there's a gentleman in our room that is called live, and it wants to tag him. And there we go. going out, tagging 641 people to come join me today, and I would love to see at least 10 people follow up with this twitch.tv follower for the One Love community giveaway. And, I can't forget vim.tv. Guys, we are on Vim, which means please stay tuned. I'll turn up the beats a bit, and in about 3 minutes, maybe I'll start reviewing D Swizzle's post. Thank you again, Wes Philbin, and push a bit of positivity. Alrighty. First on deck, we're gonna mellow it down a little bit. Let's change the beats. Get a little bit of ambient going on. Dial it down. One love, guys. I laugh because it's kind of embarrassing. Alright. D Swizzle's post. And then there was you. You'll understand why I'm calling this a HiveFest 2021 Waking Review. Starting it off with a little sentimental positivity, but still positivity nonetheless. D Swizzle is someone that I have not interacted enough with. A fabulous creator on Hive, and really brings some excellent content, light to the platform. Swizzle and her post. Now, some things in life are worth doing it again. The exactness of that feeling will never come again, but the joy? Question mark. Doesn't matter when the joy is still there. What if it can be better? Can be happier? You can count your blessings and your joys and not have fingers left over. Have you reached the pinnacle of life as you know it? Or perhaps even exceeded the passion and your true meaning? And then there was you. My brother met woman of his dreams later in life. He was almost 40 years old and had been married once upon a time, but neither were happy, and it reflected in their lives. So they parted friends. Well, that was still possible. Many years later, he happened upon his love. Do you believe in love at first sight? He used to say, "She is perfect for me. I cannot imagine life without her." But how is it that possible? You just met. Yet it still continued, and even after 4 years, he never doubted their love. In his heart, she is free from imperfection, and all she sees are stars. A match made in heaven. I won't be able to finish the post, guys. So there you go. That's the moment of positivity. If you really want to read her works, continue on, but let's get into the positive vibes. Earning this sorrow. I relate. Now, we wish to continue the party in the absence of those that we have left behind. Is it possible to count your blessings and not have fingers left over? It's really just determined by how you look at your blessings. Never had fingers left over. So there you go, guys. We move forward with an understanding that it's all about how we look at things. For a single individual makes your world complete, then it would be irresponsible for you to not follow through with your heart's desire. Here's a one love message for you. Much love, D. Swiggle. On the Hive blockchain, posting on this post into Hive-134672, which is Hive Blow Po Mo. So let's continue this on into the next topic. We're reviewing the HiveFest. How do we mash those things together? Why would I pick two so drastically opposite topics and try party on with it? Well, it's because I think that's kind of what the message of the Hive blockchain is writing your legacy and for others to be able to continue on and evolve from it. It's like the underlying, all the way even going back to when it was Steam, the underlying message of the community, leaving a track record for those to evolve from. So today, bringing up Roland P's post. 15 minutes in, feels pretty good. Gonna sip some coffee. Change the music up so I don't feel like crying more. What do you guys think? What kind of music shall we do? Still hot. Back to the hot, but we're still keeping it down low. Now, I'd really like to feature some of your guys' music, but you got to come into the One Love community and drop links for me, put it together, something easy for me to pull up and play. As you can see, I could do it real simple. You just got to, you know, like, you want to mix live, I could add a source. Bring you in RTMP source so you can mix right from your normal setup for us. I'll bring you on live, guys. I would love to get Green Cross, Staten, blowing our eardrums with some live beats. Today on HiveFest weekend coming up, all names, schedule, live stream, and some VR guidelines post by Roland P. 4 days ago, pulling 460.75 HIVE back dollars. Boy, that's what you get when you're an event organizer, a Hive wallet app creator, at will foundation creator, kit surfer, mobile app developer, dad, and witness. Wow, go dad. He's a go dad. As he put it, happening in about 2 days, ramping up for edition 6 of HiveFest. After a great turnout for Hive chat on Twitter, you should be getting ready for another epic edition in alt space VR, right? Question mark. In this update, you will find the schedule, live stream location for those locations able to join, and well over 600 folks have registered via hivefe.st website. Sadly, I did not register. There was a little bit too much going on within my life. I had hoped that one of our other DTube leaders would have, but I don't think anybody did either. Oh, don't forget, chat in. I am watching chat, and I will pull your chat up if you're happening to view from Twitch that we're going to be doing that Hive username HBI giveaway. Just comment your username at any time during the moment while we're live. We'll be going for quite a while today, I think. Got lots of material to cover. With the HiveFest being 2-day event, I'm getting caught up. So there's 4 main worlds. There's Lobby Meadows, the main stage, NFT showroom, gallery, and the HiveFest holograms against humanity game. Interesting. Oh. Too bad I wasn't involved. Interesting NSFW card game. I wonder if I'll find any footage of that. So you get yourself a HiveFest conference badge, and the VRs will go on 3.5 hours each day from 4 till 8. 4 hours the next day. So about 4 hours long. And I believe we got one of their channels for links in our newsroom. Results of 1,000 Hive. Winners: Big Hungry Panda, Hero-Hive, Leet M45732, Makcheta, Bitscam, BTC Sam. It almost looks like Bitscam. Eve 66, Eva Chin, Akuma Guy, Opedia, Castleberry. Right on. Well, jump right into this. Day 1. Oh, before we get to that, let's review our submitted post. Remember, anything submitted is going to get some Hive basic income. So I'll be reviewing this on a Census E and then going on to Peak D to bring it up, reward the individual. Well, this is my experience in HiveFest by United on Hive. It was my dream to attend a HiveFest. I missed previous HiveFest and Steamfest, so I am looking for a change to participate in a HiveFest. I missed day 1 because I don't have enough knowledge, so I try my best for day 2, and I can be in there. First, I went to the Holograms Against Reality and tried to play it. For NFT Showroom, I've been there since day 1, so I did not go there. I tried to play Holograms Against Reality, but it was not succeeded. I do not know how to play, so I gave up. I went to the main stage. Yeah, I'm sure people can relate to your troubles there. This time it is too early for the on air, so nobody is there. But I met with a famous guy, Stick Up Boys. He is a musician, I think, and I often seen his songs in Rising Star game. By the way, I played Rising Star with my alt account, Beyond Horizon MM, so he won't know me. I also found a man from India, his name Jaga. I also added XY Cortez as my friend. I also found Forky is here and added friend list. So, bit of a... couldn't take a selfie with her. Too bad. That would have been cool. I didn't know that was a feature. Presentations are very interesting. I missed first 2 presentations and I arrived back when Dr. Freak is presenting. Hive authentication services presented by Arcange are also very good. Our main goal is to achieve this, I think. Studkev also mentioned about Hive authentication services, so I hope to see this in near future. I'm also using Hive Keychain, but am hoping to see reconstructed Hive Keychain very soon. I also want to add some feature. Oh, cool. Continues going on, talking about good karma and Ascensi, which is this mobile app, as well as they have quite a robust system with desktop app and all of that as well, by Good Karma. Currently, refunded rate for promoting posts is very high. I think it does not have enough power or lack of curators, or maybe there are too many people using points to promote their posts. Lots of people are active, so that's a bit of a downside. NFT Showroom, presented by Crimson Clad. Shout out, my lady. I was astounded with their customer support, as always. They do a great job. She's presenting a bright future for NFT Showroom, as stated there. Brian of London, for value podcasting. Oh, value for value podcasting. That was also mentioned to me by Britt. I'm gonna try feature that. Trying to integrate podcast with Hive. He says, MM United says he's looking for a use of Hive blockchain as a payment system in his country. Number 1, 3-second confirmation time. Number 2, no transfer fees. It's very interesting. I think I also need an exchange from tokens to local currency. Any thoughts and ideas are welcomed. So you people out there that know how to develop on the Hive blockchain, this is what it's all about. You got a guy that's reaching out, project ideas. It says he's an epic vlogger, gamer, community supporter, curator, rank 67, which is not a huge feat on the Hive blockchain since we've been around for a little while, but it is enough that like you should be taking this guy serious. Follow up on him, leave a comment, organize, answer his questions. How can he build a payment system for his country with Hive? Since it's backed by a community, there'd be a fair bit of stability if he's using, like the Hive backed dollar or whatever. It's not perfect, but it's better than trying to use some other centralized fucking something or other. That is the beginning of our HiveFest review. Going straight into using it as solutions. Guys, that's pretty impressive if you ask me. Chat, not currently. Don't forget chat in, guys. You gotta head over to our Twitch, One Love community, and follow. Drop a comment. Welcome, Laura Laus. Do you got Twitch? Do you use Twitch, Laura? It is a beautiful day here in Victoria, Canada. The sun is raining down upon us today in this wonderfully wet climate of ours. Liquid sunshine, and we're pushing positivity to de-swiggle, turning this into a little bit of a HiveFest waking review. So far, I'm pretty stoked. It looks like the HiveFest is definitely something that I wish I was more engaged with. I had more time. Oh, it was online this year, Greenhouse Productions. It was online and in the VR alt space. I don't know enough about VR alt space yet. I've signed up. I stopped in last year when they did it the first time. This year I meant to schedule myself, get signed up, but I missed the window to sign myself up as a speaker for like DTube. And to be completely frank, no one else was really interested to be involved. I need to get more set up ahead of time to actually get people, able to show up and participate. So yeah, it's online and the VR alt space. Now, if you go to the first link I reviewed there, Roland P's HiveFest information, it has all of it there, which you could find that in our Discord in NewsRoom. Pretty easy. Well, I know you're Frank, but you're coming in under Greenhouse Productions in the comment thing, so love you, Frank. Much love. Can I curate and lead cash on Hive, guys? That's Greenhouse Productions there. That's where he's from. That's not who he is. He is Frank. See? I am Frank. Alright, let's pull up the actual day one YouTube link. Yeah, GooTube link, I know. Constantly wordplay, hey? Constantly. Here you go, day one. Oh, come on.
The big sign at the front. How did you enter here? Sonst wäre ich nochmal suchen gegangen. Me?
Nee, ich hab ihn vorhin gerade gesehen, hab grad mit
I don't know, it just using the
Oh, this is entertaining. The confusion beforehand. Okay, this is kind of hilarious. Maybe I should back this up slightly. Oh, no. It's only between the background music you could hear it.
So anscheinend hat's funktioniert. Er hat mal gefragt, das war Detlef, ne? Ach, da oben.
This is genius. I like this little feature of the VR alt space, how all the different spaces are overlap chatting, so it's just like you got the music, the countdown for it, and then all the people just kind of blah, 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 trying to figure their stuff out.
Kannst dich einfach hin teleportieren.
Okay, it's quiet.
¿Cuánto va a durar? ¿Cuánto es el peso de la duración?
I just got a message from him. He's on his way or he's got problems? Yeah. I think he's teleportating, so he's lost in the metaverse.
Teleporting. Jeez.
Okay,
Alright,
stage
I'm going
sign.
to take this opportunity.
Volume all the way up.
Let's see what happens with those.
Sorry.
Stay.
Can you guys hear the background audio? Frank saying much love. Much love, buddy.
Hörst du mich?
Ja, hörst du mich auch?
Ja, ich höre dich. Ich habe gerade so einen Punk gemintet. Es gibt die Crypto-Punks, gibt es jetzt auch auf Hive. Schon gehört davon?
Cool. Nee, habe ich noch nicht gehört.
Also, und die kosten 25 Hive, aber jetzt, während des HiveFests, kosten sie nur 20 Hive. Also ich habe jetzt mal Spaß, habe einen gemintet und mal schauen.
Wie hast du den gemintet?
Da gibt es eine eigene Seite. Warte, ich kann dir den Link schicken.
Who's smacking their lips?
Ja, okay, Sekunde mal. Es dauert ein bisschen. Ich muss jetzt mal Telegram öffnen und den Link.
Hey! We all clap.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Uzio.
Alright, Pushy is helping out this year, like last year and the year before and the year before and the year there before. Sinds Portugal. Helemaal my help out and toeverlaten, as we call it in Dutch. Can count on him. He just went to get some gas because we're here in a pretty chilly room. And yeah, let's kick off. Ladies and gentlemen, HiveFest 2021. You're here. Welcome. Hey guys, how are you? How are you feeling? Right, yes, I see you all on the emoji button already.
Yeah.
Wave your
Look
hands
at
up
that
in the air.
smashy, smashy.
Put your hands up for Ireland. Greatest. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, HiveFest is the annual get-together for the Hive chain ecosystem. Normally we do it in real life. This is the second time in alt space actually, and hopefully let's go for a hybrid version next year, right? Maybe somewhere in Europe, Amsterdam or something, and then some people's online and some people's in the real world. That will be great, and then we could explore virtual and in the real world. So Hive, what the WF is Hive? For those who are not familiar with it, Hive is a blockchain, just like any other blockchain, the Bitcoin blockchain. Some of you might know. And yeah, Hive is also a blockchain. And it has three remarkable features. One, it is just like any other blockchain. You can send value really pretty fast because we have 3-second block time. Second of this is Hive is a Web3 platform where you can write blog posts or share media posts like video content or photos you make, or write blogs about anything, well, what interests you. And then you can curate stories or media posts of others. And on Hive, every like you hand out is worth some token, a crypto token Hive. Instead of giving all the money to Mark Zuckerberg, you actually reward yourself and the creators of the content with some Hive tokens. And thirdly, Hive is a very easy programmable decentralized database, which means you can really simply build applications on top of a decentralized application layer. This is pretty easy if you are a developer to do so. If you're a developer, I encourage you to look up developers.hive.io for more information. If you want to learn more about the Hive blockchain in general, stay for the coming 2 days here on HiveFest. If you go to the main room or the lobby room, there was also explainer exposition. And obviously everybody who's wearing one of these blue badges, you can just ask them about what Hive actually entails, because most of them, all of them are Hive users and they know 1 or 2 things about this curious blockchain we all happen to love so much. Right, guys, last year we met in alt space right here, or actually in another virtual world. But this year we're back, right? And the year went by so fast. So some numbers. I'm feeling like Steve Jobs, rest in peace. Always starting off with some numbers, right? What did we do last year? Well, for one, we had 1 hard fork 25, and it introduced some new stuff. For example, that you need to update and be active in terms of governance. So if you don't keep on voting for me as a witness, this is self-promoting here, I will lose your vote if you are not being active on the governance part. You can be, for example, active in the governance by voting for a proposal. Many of you did that for the HiveFest proposal. And if you don't do this, your vote will slowly decay. And this is so only active people have a role in the governance of our blockchain, which is, I think, pretty cool. Because, well, if you somehow exit the platform, your account obviously will stay here, but your vote will slowly decay. Okay, another number: 10 million plus blocks have been produced because the Hive blockchain has 3-second block time. If you do the math, I did it, Googling how many seconds are in a year, and I divided it by 3, and then here you are. We already, as of this morning, we have well over 2 million accounts registered. Every account is a wallet, as you know. And last year we were at 1.4 million. So that's year-on-year growth of almost, well over 70% growth. Seeing that we are currently 6-year-old blockchain, this year was a really big year of growth. And I think the main causes of the growth are also here to present later today. Also, activity increased about 5 times this year compared to last year. So actually, last week we had an all-time high in operations, 4.5 million operations in one day on the blockchain. This is data from blocktivity.info. And last year we were at like 700 or 800,000 operations per day. So that's a huge increase. It's also actually the cause why my API node went down and is still down. I did not have time to update it yet. Yeah, and then for some of you, this is of interest. Me a bit less because, well, I'm a long-term holder. But the HIVE price did approximately a 10x last year. So 5x in activity, 10x in price. It's a decent bull run, right? Okay, here we are, HiveFest. Got to thank some people, obviously, because I did not do this all by myself, and I could not do this all by myself. So first off, I want to thank you all. Last week, I proposed to you how about a little bit of, or actually quite a significant portion of budgeting via the HiveFest fund proposal. You voted in droves. Thank you for that. And currently, I'm looking at the HiveFest wallet and see the funds being paid out. So thank you for that. Thank you for your support on the proposal. Next to your support, I also got a pretty significant support from the cause of the big increase in activity on the Hive blockchain, Splinterlands. Thank you very much, Jabamat, Agrot, for your enduring support. Since you were Steam Monsters and now already for a couple of years Splinterlands, way better name, by the way. Thank you for supporting HiveFest this year. Really great. If you go to the lobby area, the lobby meadows, you can actually take some Splinterlands drugs, but don't tell your kids, right? 17 plus only, 18 plus. Block trades, thanks a lot for your vote and also for your support. There's also some block trades drugs available. Oh no, I shouldn't say drugs. No, it's just a funny little pill. It's a default 3D object. Block trades and TreeSpeak, Matthew, Starkers, and they call me Dan. Thanks a lot for your support. Next to this, you also donated some, and you will see your names in various rooms. The Wall of Fame, please check it out. These people all supported in lesser or donated to the HiveFest this year. And in special, I want to thank Puzio, who is standing in the real world next to me, is helping out to get this thing rolling. Multi parties, Reese, thanks a lot for bringing out so many speakers and bringing HiveFest under the attention of so many projects. Arkanj for the Hive bus setup, and Gandalf for emotional support as always. Raymond and Detlef for setting up the beer token, guys. Thanks a lot up there. Thank you, man. And the team of NFT Showroom for curating 45 great artworks which are on display in the NFT Showroom world. Thank you so much. Yes, so HiveFest. This year we have 4 stages. The main stage you're currently in. You can pick actually a couple of rooms to go to. It depends on where your friends are. Or so it can happen when you re-enter this stage because of capacity problems that you will be assigned to a different version of this room. But don't worry, you can still follow everybody on the stage, and you can still interact with the persons on the stage. And the lobby area obviously is where you can chit chat, follow the live stream, and we have the NFT art show room, which I already told you about. And this year we have the cards game, by Dope Demand. It's based on Cards Against Humanity, a fun game. So if you go to the card game room, you can play. It's the Holograms Against Humanity, and it's a really fun game to do with 6 people or so. 32 speakers will be on stage. 45 artworks in the NFT showroom. In the lobby meadows, you find on the top of the hill, you find 10 curated portals of which are great worlds by third parties hosted, which are cool to visit together with your friends when most probably after the presentations ended. And then what else do we have? Yes, you're wearing, many of you are wearing an interactive conference badge. You can actually click on the badge, and then there are a couple of options to you available. So you can give some beer tokens to others. You can see the blockchain stats of the person which badge you clicked. If you see, or if you had a nice conversation with someone, you can click on the F to get a follow reminder in your inbox. So you will later today you get an email and it says, "Hey, you talked with blah blah, and here is his Hive link." And then there is the Hive Buzz game. Arkanj will tell you all about it. So I invite Arkanj to come up to the stage. I will control the slides if that's okay, Arkanj, or I release them for you. Hello. Can you activate your on air and also your amplify voice?
Okay, hello everyone.
Yeah, we found the box seats.
HiveFest. Sorry, I have a message here. Okay, welcome back to HiveFest. So, as we do each year, we once again set up a small challenge, a small contest for you to have fun and to be able to talk with people you are wanting to talk with. And why not to earn one more you will be able to see on your board.
Can't hear Arcade. Anybody else hear him?
So, how is it
No,
going,
it's super quiet.
this contest?
I don't think he's amplified.
To find someone who you have not met yet.
Amplify him! Amplify him!
And then you have an option. You can letter H.
We can't hear you.
Click OK.
Arkanj, can you click on the host tools and then amplify?
I don't believe that Archange is amplified. It needs to be on the amplifier.
Okay, that's better.
This is amusing.
They let you go down on the green?
I'm close to you, so.
Can you hear me?
I know I could do it because the speakers get special access, but that's cool. You can go down the grass.
Can you hear me?
No. No. You need to click. Did you click on amplify my voice? Then host tools on the right. Host tools on the right.
See, this is a good thing we're going last because we all know
Then you have
all
on
the
air,
problems
and then
they
you
worked
have
out for us.
Oh, okay. There.
You're on air already. And amplify my
Note 1. Amplify my voice. Note 1. For next year.
Amplify my voice.
Yeah. See?
Is it okay?
Yay!
Yeah, cool.
Better.
Okay. Well, oh, sorry.
Go Archange. Thank you for all the support you've given me over the years, brother.
Okay, back again. So, set up a small contest. The idea is to take the opportunity of HiveFest to meet people and to go to talk them, whether they are whales, witnesses, developers, bloggers, everybody. That's a good time to make new friends here and have a small talk with them. And on top of this, you can earn one more badge for your HiveBus board. How is it going? How does it work? You simply have to find someone that you have not met yet. Just go close to him. You click on his or her badge and you press the H key and then OK. And so you will have a talk for at least 1 minute. And then you ask your friend, your new friend, to do the same thing. Scan your badge, press the H key and OK. And voila, you made proof of meeting, and you will both get 1 contest point. In the audience, in the participant, there are special attendees that are worth more than 1 point, meaning if you meet them and do a successful meeting, you will get more than 1 point. But we don't know who they are. I don't even know who they are. It can be me, it can be you. I invite you to read the rules on HiveBuzz blog, full information. And there is a prize pool for this contest. HiveBuzz team has put 500 hives into the pool, and I had it 500 hive into the pool. So we have 1,000 hive that will be distributed among all participants, meaning even if you make one meeting, you will get a small part of the prize pool. So go to the hivebuzz.me. You can open a browser while being in HiveFest. Go to hivebuzz.me, and there you will see the list of people you still have to meet or you already met. And you will see the contest ranking. Once again, it's described in the contest rules. Roland, thanks a lot for helping us. I hope you will enjoy this new edition of HiveFest, and I wish you a lot of fun. Thank you all.
HiveBuzz.me. Pause that for a second.
Okay.
This is one that suits the terminal and should be something you guys are in on. Is this HiveBuzz.me, linking with Hive people. It's got contests and rewards for people that are actually involved. I'm going to be following up with that myself. Yeah, I'll do that at a later time. I just want to take a moment and note, anyone from Hive that's new, this would be a huge booster for your personal account growth. Number 1. Continue on, reviewing day 1.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, but I don't know my presentation by heart.
Can you see that?
Meet me in a second.
Okay.
We'll have up. You do it once. So.
Yeah, I forgot to register.
Y tienen como unos controles en las manos.
You know, I actually registered. No, I didn't
is
reserve
he
a
meant- is he
space or
talking?
anything. I just joined. So I was working, so I didn't expect.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Archange. So it is always a quick startup, getting acquainted again with the tools. We did some practices, but live is always different. But here we go. My slides have been loaded again. So thanks a lot, Archange.
Oh,
Une crève de la mort.
and then we talk, and then I click again to say we talked.
Oui.
Voilà. Ça fait 2 jours que je me shoot au citron, au miel, au thé.
Je suis désolé, Archange, parce que Archange, please kill your button.
Sit down a bit.
Archange, please. You mute Archange. Harry. I cannot mute the guy. I can. Okay, thanks. All right. So let's do this together, guys. Because we have, some of you have a headset, please use it, because in the desktop app, you really need to use a headset because it fixes echo. If you hear me stutter, if you hear anybody stutter, just say, yo, dude, you're stuttering. And then you just re-enter the room. You click on the menu, and then you click on re-enter, and then simply re-enter the same room, and then the stutter should be fixed. Sometimes we enable the ask questions, the raise hand tool, which is pretty convenient way to interact. So for example, now I enabled it, and then you can click on the extra tool, raise your hand and ask questions. This way we can assign the, so many, many people are raising their hands. Yes, it works. And then we can give you the mic, and then you will be broadcasted to everybody tuning in. So if you're gonna go for a PP or you're gonna think in the real world, please exit the room and not start hanging like a dead person like this. Well, because if Starker sees that, then you will really have a big problem. Okay, off you go, guys. We're gonna do this.
No, I'm not seeing it at the moment.
You need to click this button.
Especially the people who have been here for years, never complained about anything, or even if you had critical feedback, you are always there for Hive, and you believe in the platform the most and in the ecosystem the most. You are the biggest influencers of Hive. It's nice to have somebody with 1 million subscribers that tells the world like you have to go on Hive. But at the end of the day, what we see too often with big content creators, they come to Hive, they get endorsed, and then when the endorsement stops, they're gone. And all of you who are standing here now, you're not here for just to create. Some of you do want to get profit out of it, but you're here because you love the ecosystem, you love Hive. So you are the biggest influencers for Hive. And if we together with, I just saw the sign, 2.5 million people start promoting Hive as a solution, as an option for people online, imagine what the spin-off would be. So the question that we have today is, if you could be a brand ambassador for any Hive brand, and I'm talking a dApp, a community, whatever it may be, what Hive brand would you like to be the ambassador for? And I'm going to give Roland the floor. You can now raise your hand. And if you want to share with us, what would be your #1 Hive brand that you would love to be brand ambassador for? Feel free to raise your hand, and Roland will give you the opportunity to share it with us.
Jean-Luc,
Yeah.
in the host tool on the right, on the
Yeah.
bottom, on the host tool, can you also activate the little broadcast, the go on air?
Give me a second. Which one? I see that one. Okay. Yes.
Thanks.
Awesome.
I'll
Yes.
give it to you also. Thanks. Oh, shoot.
Okay.
Okay, let me see. So some raised their hands already, and I'm gonna give Dex Partek the microphone. Okay, you're on air now, Dex Partek.
Go ahead and feel free to share with us. What Hive brand would you be a brand ambassador for?
That's it. Okay.
D2.
Thank you. Derivativa. I'm gonna give you the microphone. You're on air right now.
So Roland, I think you might have to repeat their answers because I'm not sure everybody can hear it in all the rooms.
Yeah, but Derivita is now on air. She should talk. Actually, I'm not hearing her or him.
So
Okay.
by the way, in the background, guys, I'm doing a little bit of
X-Ray,
powering up of my
Schmidi.
Hive engine tokens.
If you could be brand ambassador of any Hive brand, app or community, which one would it be? Okay, Schmidi, you got microphone. Yes.
Yeah, now we can hear you. Yeah.
So maybe it's the DACH community.
Which community?
DACH, German, Switzerland, Austria.
The DAF community. Okay. Interesting. Cool. Awesome. Are you already basically are you already a brand ambassador for them or not?
No, not really. I think Satwan is doing. I know if you know Satwan is doing a lot for the DACH community. It's really nice. He's also organizing the Hive meetups from the community. And there's also another guy in Austria, in Vienna. It's Mans PT. He's doing the Hive meetups in Vienna.
Awesome.
Cool.
Thanks for sharing.
Pelini, you're on air. What's your answer to the question? Pelini. Okay, guys. Thank you. I'm going again to Derivativa. Oh, she's, yeah. Derivativa. Okay, let's try again because you came back. Me.
So I think I want to take the advantage now, Roland.
Sure.
It might be more fun for everybody. And I think even though we're in a virtual space, some people might still be shy and introvert and don't want to speak up to the camera. So we're actually going to allow everybody to participate in this question. As we speak right now, I'm on Twitter and I'm about to send out a tweet. And that tweet is for everybody to participate. So if you're going to go to Hive Chat is just Hive Chat on Hive. If you go to peaked.com or SNC or any of the front ends that you use, you can go to Hive Chat, and then it's just spelled Hive Chat, and you will see the link to the Twitter account, which is also Hive Chat, but with a couple of hyphens because the Hive Chat was already taken. But as we speak right now, I'm putting live an Hive NFT, a HiveFest NFT giveaway on Hive Chat, which means that we're going to give away 10 Egypt backgrounds on D-City. D-City is one of the games on Hive, and we're going to give away 10 to 10 people. We're going to give away an Egypt background. We're also, because Splinterlands is talking after this talk, so we're also going to give away some Fenaris. So we're going to give away 3 Splinterland cards as well for people that answers the question. And we're also going to give away an NFT on NFT.
It's a headache set.
I do amplify my voice and go on air.
Everybody. Amplify voice.
Hope everyone can hear me. Hope we got the slides up there. Great, awesome.
All right, so who was I suggested to highlight? Let's look at the terminal. I love you, Britt. That. He suggested NFT Showroom by Crimson, Good Karma, for instance, see Brian of London about podcasting 2.0, value for value podcasting, and Pos Ping might be worth because I am vlogging. So let's see who we can find. Yeah, but Matt, obviously, very notable individual, going to be talking about Splinterlands. We intend to get more involved with Splinterlands in future, but for today, let's see if we can find the NFT showroom. Talk a lot about the details of how Hive supports Steam monsters. As you guys know, at Splinterlands, whatever other names they're given their packages now.
Ladies and gentlemen, he's getting into the NFTs this year. Last year, he was closing down the closing remarks. Hey, Marky. Hey, Marky.
How's it going?
You're back again. Did you turn on the on air and did you turn on your megaphone already?
Yes, I did.
Okay, great. I'm going to release the slides and I hope you can control it by clicking the red button. Yes.
Yep, I see him. Awesome. How's it going, everybody?
Round of applause for Marky.
Marky Mark or Marky or whatever you want to call me. I'm fine with anything. This is going to be talking about NFTs. I released a new product today. I'm not going to talk too much about it. I want to talk more about the technology behind it. I think that's going to be a little bit more valuable to you, so I don't want to waste your time. So it's Marky. Everyone knows me, I think, one way or another, probably love or hate me. This is the icon for my gaming company I've been doing. So I'm going to be talking a little bit about NFTs real quickly, then real quickly on what I'm released And then mostly is going to be number 3, talking about the technology and obstacles, and if there's time, some questions. So the first thing is just a quick thing about NFTs. Just letting you guys know that somebody paid over $400 for a 52-minute recording of farts. There was a group of people that were bored from COVID, and they started recording their farts, and they started putting them as NFTs and sold a few. And one of them went for $400, a kind of a grouping of a bunch of them. So a couple of facts about NFTs recently. An $850,000 CryptoPunk was sold for $20,000 in error. If you're familiar with CryptoPunks, the cheapest CryptoPunk is around $350,000. There was 7 or 9 alien CryptoPunks that sold for about $17.5 million. The biggest NFT is about $70 million. It's a very large JPEG with a bunch of images in it. But the most expensive one was a CryptoPunk for $530 million. But it was just one guy selling it to himself, kind of washing some money, most likely. So I'm going to do a quick reveal about what I released today. A lot of people probably already know it, but I released CryptoPunks on Hive. I call them punks on Hive, or Hive punks, as you may know them. And each one is generated on the fly, which is very unique in the industry. Most have minted or generated them all ahead of time, and then they hand them out in the minting process. There's a market, so you can sell them, buy them. It's all done on Hive Engine. And you can mint them right now. It's live. It is pretty backed up. About 25% have sold out already. There's 10,000 total. And that's really all I'm going to do is talk about it. I don't want to come here and sell. I want to talk about the technology. That's what I love. That's what is my passion, is technology and gadgets and shit like that. So let's talk about that. So the first thing, I want to talk about the technology and how this was built in the design goals. The first thing was every punk is generated on the fly. When you spend money and buy a punk, it creates a process that actually creates a randomization function that builds your punk on the fly and generates it, mints the NFT with an IPFS link. It's a folder that includes the image. It includes all the attributes as a JSON file, and then it includes a JSON with all the transaction data for various reasons I'll talk about. This is very similar to how NFTs are done on Ethereum. There's a standard metadata system, so it's a little bit different. All the rarity scores are updated every single time a new punk is done. It calculates all the 280 attributes in each and one individually and what the rarity for each one of these are. It calculates the rarity of the body of each one, what type of punk they are. It calculates a rarity of all the professions. Each of these punks have names. They have professions. These are all randomized. The professions have been nerfed. So since it's not a visual aspect, it doesn't show a full rarity score on it. It's like 25% of the score. That way you don't get something with a rare profession and it gets like super high rarity, but it doesn't really show it on the picture. So that was a big part of this project. Was I wanted to do what I call rare time rarity, where when you mint a punk, every single punk out there gets recalculated. Every single attribute, every single profession. When you're looking at your gallery, this is all done in real time. You actually see it update. You could be looking at the details page. They'll all start moving in real time as people are minting. The last thing I'm talking about is really everything's real time. You go to the gallery page and you can see your punks come in. Now, unfortunately, right now it's really, really backed up. A lot have been minted. A lot of them are trying to be minted, and it's a slow process. So it's falling a little bit behind because not the rare time rarity, which is surprisingly not the problem. The problem is IPFS data and the uploading to the bucket slowing down. And I'm going to talk about that too. It's how I avoided that. It only happens to IPFS once. Once it's done that, it's done with IPFS. So I want to talk a little bit about the technology behind Punks on Hive. There's a few pieces of the puzzle. Hive Engine hosts all the NFTs, and they're minted on Hive Engine. Postgres database stores all the metadata, links to pretty much all the rarity, the images, everything. The IPFS hash, CID is on there, and that's what runs the website. So it's not pulling from the chain for everything. Python is used for the entire backend. It's all done in Python except for the Discord bot, which is JavaScript. The front end is completely JavaScript. The front end is Vue.js, which I've been using a lot lately, which I really love. And then IPFS is used for decentralization storage. So where did I spend most of my time? I would say 25% of my time was in the algorithm and tweaking the generator and manipulating it so it would create the curve that I'm looking for. I would say that might even be a little bit higher over the last few days since I've made the slide deck. The back-end systems, that's a big part of it as well. It kind of goes hand in hand with that, but those two parts of the system probably account for half of it. The website was half of it, and that's mainly because I suck at web development. It's not my thing. I don't like doing web development. I avoided it my entire life. So I hate doing it, and it's the hardest part for me. One of the things that's really cool about this project, and one of the things I really wanted to focus on, is every single punk is verifiable. You can verify what you got. I haven't seen any other NFT generative project do this. In the real-time rarity, the real-time database, the real-time updates, the verification, these are all the unique things that Hive Punks has that no one else I've seen do. Most of them generate 10,000 generated NFT images up front, and then they distribute them when people mint. So you're getting a random number of which one you get. All the rarities are known ahead of time. This isn't the case. The code is on GitHub. You can go there and look at it, and you can actually run it. And the way it works is it takes a transaction ID. It takes the block number that transaction ID was in. My code that's in here will actually look up the block for that particular transaction. Then you'll find a previous block, puts them together, and then basically adds a offset. So if you mint 10 punks, they'll add a -0, -1, -2 at the end to basically offset that string that's the same for the transaction. And then the offset kind of gives it for each individual one. That's all available, and this will tell you what attributes you would get with that transaction ID. It has to be a real transaction ID because it looks up the block and all that stuff, and they'll show you. So if you mint 10, you put in the transaction ID, you put in how many you minted with that transaction, and it'll list all the attributes that you would get for each of the punks. One of the things I want to do is some fun things, little touches.
This
for
is
example,
cool.
You can set a punk as an avatar. I thought that would be cool, seeing people start changing their avatar.
If you're wanting more info about the punks, be sure to follow up on that. I'm going to do a video myself in future. Maybe I'll mint a few live for you guys, or try to. You guys chatting in, obviously. Thank you. Yes, Philbin, I love you. And is one day he'll have a laptop that can run AltSpace. Yeah, I hope you can too. I ran into some complications. I got a pretty skookum system, but AltSpace wasn't working for me. And as you can see, even there, having some little bit of clicky back and forth issues as hosts, it's not as efficient as it should be. So maybe if the Hive team and maybe myself, as they're starting to expand into going into a real world meets online space event. I know Crimson is in Vancouver, just a ferry away from me. She's likely going to be involved with hosting. Maybe we could organize, that would be fun. Well, you get a little bit of a review here. Wes Philbin says he hasn't watched it yet. I'm watching it too, just getting caught up. I'm going to move on to the next segment. I'm definitely looking more into the CryptoPunks.
Feedback saying, hey, this is the ID that you get. You basically, you mint it and then you...
Yeah, same idea. Talking the construction of the technology. And we got Eddie Espino talking about the HIVE Hispanic community, which is a huge community, guys. There's so many people there. Gabo Rockstar, longtime member, supporter of One Love community. Shout out to you, brother. Love the positive vibes. Looking at you, you know who you are. The VDC community bloomed out of One Love and took off. They're part of this Hispanic community on HIVE, who had their own segment in the talk. I'm going to kind of bump through it a little bit, right? They have lots of growth projects, very focused on supporting their creators. Here, SPK Network and CTT, Community Token Talk. Well, that's interesting. With the SPK network, our boy Voltic would be all over that, and I wouldn't be surprised if he's speaking on that.
Also very interesting. I can, well, let me know if you have questions.
Yeah, you can. Thanks a lot, Eddie. You'll be here for a while, right? Because it's early at your place. So please, if you have some more questions about the developments Eddie was talking about, please, connect with him, maybe in a lobby room, or send him a DM, friend him here in Altspace, and then let's go from there. Unfortunately, yeah, I try to keep the schedule, and
yes, of
because
course.
of my blah blah blahing that it always runs out of time. So you can get. We are in a virtual space. You don't have hands, otherwise you could have me a little kick in the nuts. But it's okay.
So,
thanks a lot, Eddie, for
yes,
showcasing the Spanish activities. Oh yes, please. That will be very kind of you. And then we continue. Ladies and gentlemen, yeah, you already gave a round of applause, Eddie, from Spanish community, and he will be back tomorrow to talk a little bit more. Thanks a lot about the marketing hives and the initiatives they have invested in, or not invested in, the initiatives they undertook. But that's tomorrow, because now first I'm gonna import a very important presentation. Starkers. Last time I saw Starkers in real life was on Lonely Beach in Koh Chang. Lonely Beach, Koh Chang. He almost ran out of his voice because of, I don't know, all the Samsung, I guess. He and Puzio were spending days and days hunting, what? I think hunting love on Lonely Beach. And it was just great fun. Hunting cocktails, that's right. So I guess you are on air already, and you turned on your megaphone as well, right? Because that's eminent. I will put. Can I put you on air? Just yeah, you're on air right now. Please turn on your megaphone. If you go click on the right on Host Tools, activate your megaphone so everybody can hear you. Do you see it in the bottom right?
Vidar, is that working now?
I think so, yes. I will turn you on air. I think it works. If you can hear, yes. And then I will give you the presentation. Do you want to pick up your own presentation? Is the red dot right here? Yeah, you got it. Yes, professional. The floor is yours, Starkers. Tell me all about the continuation.
Well, the first thing is Dan around? Where is he? I can hear him laughing.
Maybe he's.
How do I get in?
He's got a voice, but he's physically not there.
How do I get in, guys?
Maybe he's on a different stage.
I'm over here, man.
No, I see
Yeah,
him. I
I
see
can
him.
see.
And you need to use the F key. Use the F key. Yes, there you go, mate. And then also activate in the host tools on the bottom right. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for They Call Me Dan, or they call him Dan, actually. The host tools, turn on the broadcast, so the on-air button, and also turn on the megaphone. And then everybody can hear you across the whole world, actually. Everybody in the world can hear you.
He's a learner
And also
driver. It's his first time in a VR helmet.
Yeah, but he's not wearing a helmet because I see his hands hanging next to him. So then also please unmute yourself. There's also a mute button on the left. There's so many user interface. I think you guys in TreeSpeak have a very clear and clean user interface.
I'm good now.
Space. You are. Hey man, how are you? Welcome. And,
Good.
the
I
floor
was
is
in
yours,
the
guys.
green
You
room
guys
and it
have
ported
some-
me to the audience.
Yeah.
All right.
You're here now. Okay, guys.
Yo.
The floor is yours. Go for it. Starkers has the controls.
Yo.
To go, Dan?
I'm good to go.
Good. Yo, how's it going, all? We decided to combine HiveFest with episode 12 of Community Token Talk, which we publish every Friday. Dan's Hive account at They Call Me Dan. So tune in for the weekly dates and everything that we're doing there. I just want to start by reading you a really interesting conversation that I just had with Dan behind the scenes. Don't worry, it's nothing conspiratorial. It just kind of sums up the world that we're living in at the moment and the alt space VR. So here it goes. Dan said, "Nice. These punks are cool. Nice work on art. This guy is just staring at me, lol. This is the green room. We go there in about 10 minutes. Haha, Roland flying. Okay, there is a portal for me that ports me to the main stage. Lol, reading this back makes it sound like you're on drugs, right? This is like where we are right now. So welcome to the new world, I guess. So in this talk, we want to give you a brief outline of what we think is important about Web3 tech and how we make it sustainable, unregulatable, free for everyone to use and kind of create and manifest freedom on blockchain and hopefully then freedom in reality as a result. So we're going to talk about the important things there, and then we're going to go into a little bit about a couple of partnerships we've got with people like PeerPlays briefly. We'll talk about our schedule, and then maybe a little bit about a vision of how we see the world in the future and what we see this Hive ecosystem producing for the future of humanity, hopefully. So I'm going to switch the slides and Dan's going to talk to us a little bit about the difference, what he sees between Web 2 and Web 3.
Yeah, we hear a lot of talk about Web 3 and really trying to understand what that is because there's so many viewpoints and really none of them are right or wrong because this is a new technology we're all going into. And I read a tweet recently and it summed it up pretty well. It's not so much of a place, but a time. It's a paradigm. It's a crux where our digital lives become more important than our physical lives. We're online more and more. You're starting to see NFTs become more valuable than Rolexes. You're starting to see digital land become more valuable than physical land. And there's going to come a crux where that is a tipping point and we really value Web3. And when you think about it, what I like to think about behind the scenes is who hosts the infrastructure. You think of Web 2, you have your Googles, your Twitters, your big Web 2, and they host all of the content and data for you, and they give you quote unquote free access. In order to make that sustainable, they monetize your data. And that's the Web 2 model. But when you think about Web 3, you think about community ownership, peer-to-peer infrastructure, the sharing economy, being able to fragment that giant data load into a community where every little bit is fractioned amongst many. So there's not one failure point. There's not one person that says, hey, I can delete all the data. Hey, I can control the system. And when you start getting into that territory where communities are earning NFTs and getting exposure and earning status just for contributing as a whole, you think about Airbnb. Everyone who had an extra bedroom now has a monetizable asset. Well, the sharing economy unlocks all of these hard drives, all of this extra bandwidth that we have. We have these incredible internet speeds. We have terabyte hard drives, and we use very little of it. When you make it easy to tap into that, then you're going to start to see really magical things happen when people can start contributing to the Web3 as a whole.
In case you're wondering why I backed up to highlight this, this is exactly what I'm hoping we can build towards within the One Love community. Vaultic's very involved with 3Speak and the SPK network. Is within our community, and we're hoping to use a lot of our community resources to actually continue building our wealth. So it's tapping into this ecosystem, as he's saying, of unutilized resources, which there's plenty out there.
Go to the next slide.
Yeah, so what do you reckon
Which
about,
talks about,
about the basis of all this, Dan? What do you reckon about like the base main fundamental components of it?
Peer-to-peer infrastructure. The main crux is the decentralized based account system, which is the next slide. And what this does is, if you think about, you go onto the Web2 legacy sites, the reason it's so difficult to switch, right? They might be doing something you don't like. Who knows what it is? But people will say, they'll groan. They'll say, I spent 5 years building my following here. I can't just port it over. I'm just going to put up with it. And, they just keep putting up with it. Web3 really flips that upside down by you owning the account, you owning the follower list, you owning all of that work that you put into. Now you go up to these sites and there's skins, like in a video game, right? If you got an ugly skin in a video game, you're not just going to wear it forever. You're going to switch it with ease, not even thinking about it. And that's what our sites are going to become. They're going to be skins in a video game where you're like, I don't like this front end. Let me just type in, hit enter, and now I'm in a completely different site, but I retain all of my status. All of my hard work is there. Once you have that, you start to really understand how powerful this becomes using technology like Hive that gives you that immutable base layer, the text, and for the account. And then you can use ceramic technology, which is another great piece where you can have off-chain data, right? If you want to unload the masses, millions and millions of people, you're going to want to have a nice standardized off-chain solution to ease that onboarding process, because there's going to be congestion. RC's, going to be in high demand. It's going to be nice to have that off-chain subway that caters people in to the blockchain ecosystem in a nice way. And then, of course, once we have this base account layer, off-chain, all of this is all set up and ready to go. We start approaching all kinds of websites. Hey, you're hosting your infrastructure in a siloed environment. You can join the peer-to-peer infrastructure. You can join the sharing economy, what we're calling Hive and Speak Network. You can start monetizing that, getting your community involved, release yourself from being an attack vector, because we know the politics that comes with hosting a content media site. It's just, it's not worth it in terms of going that route for a business. It's more of an ideological, community-based, being able to preserve our natural rights. So, that's where I think the crux is that base layer that's neutral, and the rest I think falls into place as we scale, as we start to add all the features that people from Web 2 are looking for. And Matt, you want to tell us a bit about the incentive layer?
Yeah, but before we do that, I just want to make the point here on this slide that, as you can see, the top layer, you've got the PeakDs, the 3Speaks, the Excenses, and the other platforms. And the idea is that we can make, this is where the Speak network starts to come in, and we're building out the infrastructure to now invite other platforms and say to them, hey, that you guys are working on some kind of Web3 solution, or at least trying to decentralize yourselves. Do you want to try implementing the Speak network technology? It will save you a ton of engineering hours, and then you kind of run on, and you get all these Web3 features that you don't currently have, or at least you're spending hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of dollars worth of engineering hours trying to build in a decentralized way yourselves. Well, here's a solution ready for you to plug in. So hopefully the Hive community can start approaching these people and educate them on what this is, and then eventually in the near future we'll start to have the tools that they can implement. Right. So the next kind of step on this is, with the Speak network coming in, we consider the Speak network to be an incentivization layer for Web3. So it's like, can we build a system?
So we all know we're all trying to build incentivization. They do it through a couple different means. There's the encoder that builds the data. There is the CDNS, which I'm not completely sure is another integral part. Those that validate the data on this SPK network. And then there's also the hosts, those that are hosting the data. So multiple ways to actually level up your earnings. Voltic has spoken to me a couple times about it, how hopefully we could utilize all the various different resources to actually have a continual flow of community growth, which then using that to fund our projects and continue building out our various different tools that largely are hosted on the Hive blockchain. You know, we got store.dtube and the One Love uploader, but both of them are kind of fundamentally built around, you know, the IPFS use more so than around DTube itself. The uploader does plug directly into Hive. And then we have TechCoder building a live protocol, which will be coming up near future, which is built on DTube and Hive, which is truly decentralized live streaming, revolutionary, like literally, like completely decentralized. So now imagine that plugs into the SPK network. Just to highlight that, that's a One Love project that's built by TechCoder X. Guys, he's building the back end of it. I believe the protocol is functional. Now it's building out the first level beta 1. So that's something that you could imagine plugging into the SPK network as they're talking about on HiveFest here. Fast forward, skip past their incentivization. Talk about how they're going to do it.
Revenue outside of the community. All these things can be sucked into the community. Now you have a very powerful thing. You have a big following list. You have a lot of large community. You come in, there's a lot of trading going on. You've seen these dexes get into $1 billion 24-hour volumes. You do the math on what kind of fees that will generate.
So here we're talking about the SIP of the community. They do a great talk, I am certain. Right? Freedom to create your decentralized community, how you decide. The media roles. And they continue into road mapping. What's this?
This technology, and it's something I'm very, very dedicated to, and I hope it helps a lot of people.
Whoops. Come on, play.
Empowers
there you go.
A lot of people in the future to live freer lives than they can at the moment. You want to say anything on the vision there, Dan, quickly before we change to the final slide?
Yeah, you want to go ahead and put it on the roadmap while I'm talking, just because there's a minute. Yeah, I mean, first of all, a huge shout out and thank you very much to everyone who stepped up, voted for the Speed Network proposal to really bring this to life.
Thank you.
I view Hive. I look at Hive as the immutable table of truth. For the first time, we have something where you can put text in and it won't be removed or tampered with. It's still a baby. It's growing, but we're going to see the implications of that as we move into the future. And I really believe that complementing Hive with the Speed Network to incentivize off-chain data, big-time infrastructure, people to run nodes, store video, to bring that true Web3 experience where you have images, text, video, everything you need, and you don't have to rely on any centralized entity to host that for you. That is the dream. That is the goal.
There you go. From the man himself. What's next on the agenda?
What else should I do instead of presenting this year then? So I am Smooms, like he said already. At least you pronounced that right. So we made an interview with Hive Watchers, I think 2 months ago, and the Hive Watchers told us we should present on the HiveFest as well. So I guess here I am. So we are the one and only Hive style magazine HiQ. It's at the moment where I think the only blockchain magazine on Hive at the moment. So
That's cool. They focus on making sure it's all original content, and got a newsletter of all the original content. Ninja, native integration of NFTs with social media. That sounds interesting. Got an angle on this. What is native NFT integration?
Enter the link, and the idea is that you can post how often you like, but you only have a certain amount of mana, and the amount of mana will replenish over a day. Here you can see a screenshot with 35 mana, but this is with an active premium. Yeah. Anyway, for Ingi, I asked myself a lot of questions. What if we would restrict voting? What if there would be no visible dislike counts? Maybe something, I mean, YouTube just did it with a dislike. I'm not sure about YouTube because it was always good to see how many people liked something or disliked something, if it was a scam or something. But I wanted to see how it would work in a Twitter-like setup. For example, I also wanted to test out how it would look like if instead of only a normal feed, we would only have lists. For example, you can have a list for sport, for HIVE, for crypto gaming, whatever. And I asked myself all these questions, and I started to build. And that's what 2 years of work looks like. On the left, you can see a menu. On the right, you can see crypto prices. And in the middle, you can see posts. Very basic. On the front, it took me a lot of time on the back end because I tried to do it very high quality. But the idea was also to combine Web 2 with Web 3. I'm not sure if it's a bit too small, but you might see on the top right on the posts, you see small icons. Those icons are there for integrations for Twitter or HIVE. For example, you can post an Ingi post, which is just stored in a normal blockchain, in a normal database. And then you can also automatically create the post on HIVE. So you store it like forever. And you can also forward it to Twitter. And Ingi does it like that. So if you're over the 280 character limits, it automatically creates Twitter threads. So this is really nice. If I would have to explain what Ingi is with a very specific point of view that I wanted to share today, it's one of, if not the first, social media platform with native NFT integration. Now you might wonder, okay, what is native NFT integration anyway? Let me tell you by what it's not. For example, on the left, you have a very nice NFT, a very nice artwork on OpenSea. On the right, you want to share it, for example, on Twitter. And you would enter the link, and the link would be shown as a simple preview. It works, but it's not perfect. Now, what would a native NFT integration look like? It would look like this. It would look like you have still the original NFT, and then you would copy it. For example, you could just copy paste it, or you can enter it in a form, and then you could interact with the NFT directly within the social media platform. This could, this could look like this, where you can see some data like the owner, the address. You can see the rarity. The rarity is very basic in this. People might think, oh, he's the real deal, and the person is just copying the NFT, but he's not really owning it, because that's the point of NFTs. You are owning the non-fungible token. The solution are verified NFT profile pictures, which means in this case, I have a verified HIVE profile picture on Inji of a very, very nice wolf, which is
Oh, dang, I'm muted. There we go. Then that's interesting. This is the Rising Star up next, and likely to be playing some of that in future on stream for you guys. Follow up with some of the games. Seen quite a few people talking about this. They really love it. There's the Hive Scoreroom partnership. That is. NFT games integration with the Hive blockchain. So more NFTs and gaming. They seem to go hand in hand these days. Here's Actifit, who's talking. Actifit is one that Hash Kings. Shout out to the Hash Kings guys. Interesting game for you cannabis lovers out there. Want to earn some stuff. Another one, again, I'm hoping to do a little bit of live streaming, playing, interacting with, demonstrating.
No, let's wait for Quants to do that.
When we were called Steam presentation. So
on our ears off here.
All right, well, hello, how's it going? It's a pleasure. I mean, it's really an honor to be here and to be presenting to our fantastic Hive community. This is probably my first HiveFest. Unfortunately, the last one I wasn't able to join because my laptop would not support these VR things, and gladly now we can. So yeah, and seeing how the session went today so far, wow, what a set of fantastic presentations. I mean, it's fantastic just being on Hive and with all those amazing projects and everything that's going on with Hive. We rock, you guys. I mean, what can we say? On the risk of sounding like Big Connect, hi, let's go. All right, so let's kick it off with the presentation. So what is Actifit? Probably a lot of you already know Actifit, others don't, but we're one of the first projects that started on Hive. We've been running since June 2018, back when we were called Steam, and we've been running ever since. We are built thoroughly on the Hive blockchain. We are a project that is health focused. I mean, our whole purpose was to actually change lives. I built personally Actifit to improve my own health because people always sit around on their desk and, you know, you don't move a lot, and especially now with the pandemic, and you're not even leaving the house. So you're not moving a lot. So you need an incentive or a motivation for you to actually track your fitness and to keep going, and maybe to come up with some sort of an incentive. And this is where we came up with rewarding your fitness activity. So Hive is ActiveFit is basically this. It's an incentive dApp built on top of the Hive blockchain that allows users to actually earn something. And we'll talk about this more in exchange for simply moving or walking or doing their activity.
I've been a long time user of ActiveFit. It's a great product. I'll let you guys follow up with that one as well. Yeah, I've spoken about ActiveFit many times. I love it. A couple different angles. There's the AFIT token and the AFIT-X token. Need to hold some of the AFIT-X to be able to utilize your AFIT for boosting posts, and you could buy different features within their game. It's pretty in-depth, so you make sure you download the mobile app so you could track your activity, and then go to activefit.io, log in, and power up with their games and all of that jazz. In future, all of these sort of things will be easily discoverable on Dookie.com, guys. I'm building it all out. Everything that I end up talking and featuring will have like independent either posts or pages with links and descriptions. So, yeah. Next up. Well, here it goes into Hash Kings. I'll just jump past that. You guys could look into that. I'll be talking more about that in future. Another awesome NFT cannabis game. Farm.hashkings.app. And here is a beer token, one that I just powered up.
And then maybe give out some beer tokens, or maybe start the Hive Bus meeting game. Our country is giving away great prizes, but you should definitely meet some folks by entering into a Hive Bus meeting game. But here, Detlef is, he just got on the stage. Hey, Detlef, how are you doing, man?
I'm wonderful.
Okay, great.
Again.
Yeah, I can hear you. If you activate it on air and activate it amplify my voice, everything is going to be just fine. I see you already took hold of controls of the slideshow. So you're going to tell us a little bit about beer, right? I don't know what it is, but I'm pretty interesting.
I will give you a hand on this stuff. Hello, everybody. I'm again the last speaker for today. Love to be here on stage again. And as I met quite a few people already in person, I love to meet you later on or tomorrow and hear your voice, have a chit chat, and so on. I started many years ago on the other blockchain with the topic of beer. And I did this because beer is the third most drunken liquid on earth. And beer is going together with so much emotions. And some people don't like this beer, but they love that one, and so on. So I said, well, why not trying to make some more stuff with beer? This is me. I'm a German living in Belgium, and I have a technology background. And many years ago, I figured out that I love to be on stage and tell some stories. In daytime,
Belgium doing beer.
I help companies with this. In nighttime and evenings, I enjoy the beery stuff. Where I'm talking about, I said, well, try to have people motivated to create some content around the topic of beer.
As he continues on, I'm certain he'll highlight the beer token. Last speaker, he's going to have some fun. Weekly prizes for the Hive Challenge. Longest running weekly prize, 14 Hive, 16 beer, 2 Leo, thanks to Alex Van. That would be on the Hive Meet. Let's see. Need to show that. Is going on. See? Give exclamation beer token. How it's done as you go on to Hive Engine. Been playing most of this time while listening, getting caught up. It's been a great little reflection time on the HiveFest day one. Pretty impressive. Lots of talk about NFTs so far. But I've been playing with Hive Engine. Powering up my tokens. Let's see, where's my beer? Where's my beer? Pretty certain this is the token relevant to his project. Yep, Detlef. Sure. I just picked up some more and powered it up, so hopefully I can distribute more beer per day with their easy beer token command. Other ones that I got are alive. I just grabbed some wine, picked up a little bit more of Gauge, so that I can start distributing that. Yeah, guys. The Hive Engine tokens for you, and then I gotta go through and power them all up one by one. Here's something, you guys listening, if you know any tools for Hive Engine that makes this powering up of tokens a lot easier, could you please link me so that I can have that as part of the One Love resources and educate people, because having to come and do this one by one is probably like the most frustrating thing in the world. We used to have Steam World when it was Steam Engine. It had some neat tools, but is there now a new one to replace that for Hive Engine where you could actually do all your token management? I know there's Leo Finance has a really great tool. Leodex.io, but I don't think it actually works for like organizing your staking and all that in mass, because like I just want to come in and click one button, stake all. That's literally my plan here. I go through, clickety click, stakety stake. Some of these I'm not quite sure what they're for. Jam is part of the Rastafarian community, I do believe. No, music, Rasta music. They just keep staking. Weed, obviously, Weed Cash, shout out to you, Frank, earlier today from the Weed Cash community. And thank you, all three of you, for joining in today. Had a peak of 6 viewers in total. Pretty solid. 3 viewers all day long. I love you guys. You're the ones that make it worthwhile. Now don't forget the giveaway. Those that are on Twitch, comment your username. I'm going to head to the Twitch dashboard and make sure that it's actually plumbing chat through. I don't want to be making false promises. Yep, there we are. Streaming live, guys. Looking good. Nope, it's working good. My chat, Restream bot. Everything's plumbing through. Love you guys. Don't forget to drop your username. I have to confirm my own rules. All right, guys. Day one is done. I think hitting the 2-hour mark is about it for me. Are we going to do day two? Shall I do it? What do you think? I got 23 views on Twitch for this stream, guys. That's pretty impressive. I'd like more of you to chat in. Come on, chat in, please. Follow up with some details in Newsroom. Check this out, Dookie. We got Peak D, disregard Fiat bees. Oh, these bees go to HiveFest. Oh, okay. Yeah, I will check that out. We'll check that out. I'll have to do a part 2, guys, to review the second part of HiveFest. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. Maybe later today, most likely for tomorrow's show. But before we go, I'm going to view this disregarded bees. Disregarded Fiat doing bees. The bees go to HiveFest, celebrating Hive. Oh, that's pretty cool. Minting bees on the Hive blockchain. Another one I'll be picking up beside the crypto punks. Deluxe, a bit of a mass tag. But yeah, it's Deluxe on Hive Index there, the one I was just looking at. Sweet. Oh, thank you very much, Wes Philbin, for linking me that. That's disregarded Fiat / bees. To our wallet. And them a Hive basic income. Because you dropped your link. Did one for D-Swiggle earlier. And one for disregarded Fiat. And who's the other? Who dropped their post for us today? Who was that? MM United. Thank you very much. Thank you for dropping your HiveFest post for us today. You get yourself 1 HBI from Hive 134220, the One Love community. Coming at you live from One Love Studios. This is Dookie. My name's Cam. I host the Drop in a Dookie Lab broadcast out of the One Love community, typically talking news. So reviewing HiveFest. A little bit of wake of positivity for D-Swiggle. Love you, my dear. Stay strong. Remember, the whole Hive community is here for you. Or, I guess, you're here for the whole Hive community.